moving on. I have glossy skin today. I don't know why. Glossy skin. So yeah, so lately, I've been playing a lot more basketball. Getting outside more. I feel a lot better. I gave up drinking alcohol, and I replaced it with a better, healthier coping mechanism, which is basketball. And, which takes more effort. You're like, okay, I gotta get motivated to, go outside and, change my daily structure, change my habits. And that's the hard part. And then there's but you're outside more, so you have to interact with more people. You feel judged by more people, so the anxiety might kick in. So the one thing that I learned from this psychiatrist was that the way to really handle a fear of anxiety or agoraphobia is to stare the so-called judgmental tyrant in the face. So if somebody's coming towards you and immediately you feel kind of nervous or tense or anxious, what you should do is look at that so-called judgmental tyrant right in the eyes. Just keep staring at them. I even do it with cars. Cars are probably scared crapless because I'll be walking down the street and every car that passes me, I'll just look at the driver, and I'll just look at the driver in the face. Probably scares a lot of people. They're probably like, why is that guy walking on the sidewalk staring at my face? Even I'm driving a car. There's a lot of people that walk on the sidewalk are usually talking on their cell phones, or they're just, walking by themselves, or they're walking their dog, and they usually avoid eye contact with drivers. I don't. I stare at every single driver. Because people in cars cause me just as much anxiety as people walking by me. People that walk by me cause me more anxiety, but people driving by me in cars also cause me anxiety. So what I do to handle that anxiety is I just look at that person in the face, because that's what I've been told to do. And it's hard some days. And when I first started doing it, it was really difficult, because I didn't want to stare at people in the face, especially when I was having a bad day, especially when I was suicidal that day, because you're suicidal, and you know that there's something wrong with your eyes. So if somebody's looking at you, the first response is to cower away, because you already feel suicidally depressed. Why are you even outside? You know what I mean? So yeah, so it's difficult to change the routine to be more of an outdoor person. It is. But it's important. It's important to get outside. I was just listening to this YouTube video on heroicism. And the YouTube video talked about how you should leave the darkness from your past behind and move on to do courageous and heroic things. I feel like the issue with us, though, people that are bipolar, borderline personality disorder, have complex PTSD, have suicidal depression, clinical depression, schizophrenia, or any mental illness, even OCD, is the darkness continues to keep coming at us. A lot of that darkness has to do with what I was talking about yesterday in video 139, about if we can't function like normal people, average people, if we can't function like average people, then how are we ever going to get past that darkness? Because we're always going to struggle with modern day life. We're always going to struggle with people accepting us, not rejecting us. We're always going to struggle with people judging us. People not choosing to be with us, people choosing to be with another, especially if you're trying to get into the dating scene. That's going to be challenging, because people are going to expect certain things from you. They're going to expect you to provide for them. For instance, one of my friends, she just wanted to go on a trip with me, and I couldn't go on a trip with her, because I can't function. enough to go on a trip with you. Even though it's 3 days. I don't want to. And I don't think average people understand that. For average people, they're like, oh, we're going away for 3 days, this is going to be great. For people like us, we're like, no, I need to be in my room. I need to eat my food that I eat every day. I need to have my normal routine, the routine that I do every day. You know, these are the things that I need to do every day to feel okay and to function properly. And average people, they could just go on a whim. And I don't know if it's the case for you, but for me, I can't do such things. I could go on cruise ships, though. Cruise ships, I could do those. Those are cool, man. I like going on cruises. Like all these Mickey Mouse things. I go on a lot of Disney cruises. So I love Disney cruises. Oh my gosh. They're so cool. Everybody's so happy. Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and Chip and Dale, they're hanging out on the boat with you. You know, in their costumes, obviously. I love Mickey Mouse. I love Disney World. I love anything like cute and like cartoony, like Winnie the Pooh and things like that. If a clinical psychologist came into my room and he looked around my room, the clinical psychologist, because there's so many cartoon characters and like little kid things in my room, the clinical psychologist would be like, you are still trapped in childhood. You probably didn't experience childhood. You know, you didn't get to experience a regular childhood that a regular child gets to experience. So you're still trapped there. Like when I have like really bad episodes, like really bad traumatic suicidal episodes, or just traumatic episodes, I go back into a 3 and a 4-year-old. And I become the 4-year-old or the 3-year-old. And I'm a 3-year-old. And the child healing, they're like, do child healing, you know, ask the child what it wants and all those things, you know, from that first traumatic memory. And I've tried that. But I was so young when it first happened. I was 3 years old when it first happened. Like my first my first memory of all time was a traumatic memory. So like the very first memory I've ever had was a traumatic memory. So that's interesting. I think I've heard one person talk about that once, saying if the first memory you had was a bad one, you're gonna have more problems throughout your life. If your first memory in your life was a good memory, you're gonna have an easier time throughout your life. I don't know who said that. Maybe it was a bunch of hoopla boop blah, and it wasn't true. But I don't know. It's interesting to think about. Yeah. So I don't know. I hope everybody's having a good day. I hope you're doing things that you love. And it's Saturday. I'm going to try to get my ebook back on Amazon. Amazon took it off. I don't know why. Who knows? Scary. But I'm going to try to get back on, because it's important for people to read that book. Anyways, I hope you're having a great day. And I hope you're doing stuff that you love to do. And you're healing. And you're spending your time around loving people that are helping you grow and that aren't tearing you down. Alright, if anybody's watching, thank you so much and have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. Take care.